Hello, and thank you for joining the LightWork software team to review the foundations of a fair, accountable, and consistent workplace. My name is Morgan Lacey, and I spend my days connecting with HR professionals to learn about what tools and resources their team needs to be more successful. I've learned a lot over the years, which is why you can find me here every month sharing best practices in performance management and other workplace themes. Today, we're going to review the framework for accountability in the workplace, as well as the benefits to prioritizing transparency and consistency. And then we'll wrap up talking about the tools and light work performance management that your team can utilize to promote accountability and engagement in the performance management process. There's a framework that has to exist to support accountability in the workplace. And part of that framework is defining roles and responsibilities in an effort to provide clarity and direction to all employees. When individuals know what is expected of them, they can focus their efforts on specific tasks and objectives, minimizing confusion and overlap. This clarity helps in aligning personal goals with organizational objectives, leading to more cohesive teamwork. When employees are aware of their specific duties, it becomes easier to hold them accountable for their performance. This accountability encourages a culture of responsibility, where employees take ownership of their work and are motivated to achieve their targets. Another important part of the framework of accountability is enforcing fair and consistent policies. When policies are clear and consistently enforced, employees are more likely to comply with organizational standards and regulations. This compliance is a cornerstone of accountability, as it ensures that everyone knows the rules and the consequences to not adhering to them. Consistent application of policies also makes it easier to hold individuals accountable for their actions, as there is a clear benchmark for expected behavior. Consequences serve as a mechanism to reinforce standards and expectations, ensuring that all employees are aligned with organizational goals and values. Consequences encourage employees to act responsibly and make informed decisions. Knowing that actions have outcomes, employees are more likely to consider the impact of their behavior on their team and organization. This awareness fosters a sense of ownership and accountability, motivating individuals to consistently perform at their best. Now, if you've ever worked on a team that didn't have the framework to promote accountability, then you probably know the frustration of having weak organizational culture and the time that is wasted on team meetings and other things that don't have any real value as far as accountability and consistency go. So let's talk about the power, the power of consistency in the workplace. Consistency in actions, policies, and communication builds the trust and credibility necessary for a harmonious and productive workplace. Consistency creates an environment where employees know what is expected from their leaders and colleagues. This predictability fosters a sense of security and reliability. When management consistently enforces policy and follows through on commitments, employees trust that their workplace is stable and just, leading to increased confidence in their leaders and the organization as a whole. Organizations that consistently uphold their values and standards demonstrate a genuine commitment to integrity. This adherence to core values reinforces the organization's credibility both internally and externally. When employees see that leaders consistently act in alignment with organizations' missions and principles, it reinforces their belief in the organization's authenticity and ethical standards. A predictable environment offers employees a sense of stability and security. When they know what is expected from their workplace, it reduces anxiety and uncertainty. This stability allows employees to focus on their tasks without worrying about sudden change or surprises, leading to more confident and productive work. Predictability allows for more effective planning and resource allocation. When organizations operate with consistent processes, they can better anticipate needs and prepare for future challenges. This foresight enables strategic planning, ensuring that resources are utilized efficiently and goals are met. Inconsistency can undermine trust between employees and management. When policies are applied unevenly or promises are not kept, employees may begin to doubt the integrity and reliability of their leaders. This erosion of trust can lead to a lack of confidence in the organization's direction and values, ultimately damaging morale and employee engagement. Evaluating employees' performance becomes challenging without consistent standards and benchmarks. It can be difficult to assess where employees are meeting or whether employees are meeting objectives when those objectives are not clearly defined or consistently applied. This lack of clarity can hinder the efforts to recognize achievements or identify areas for improvement, ultimately affecting professional growth and development. I do recognize that full transparency in the workplace isn't always an option for leaders, but I do truly believe that an effort to prioritize it when it is an option can make a big impact on overall work culture. A transparent workplace minimizes misunderstandings and the spread of rumors by providing clear and consistent information. When employees have access to accurate information, there's less room for speculation and assumptions. Transparency encourages a culture of collaboration by involving employees in the problem solving process. When challenges arise, openly discussing the issues and potential solutions allows for diverse perspectives and collective brainstorming. This collaboration approach not only leads to more innovative solutions, but also strengthens team cohesion and communication. Transparent communication promotes accountability by clearly outlining expectations, goals, and performance metrics. When employees understand what is expected of them and how their contributions impact the organization, they're more likely to take ownership of their work. This accountability fosters a culture of responsibility and open communication where employees feel empowered to discuss their progress and challenges. Transparency ensures that employees have access to reliable and comprehensive information. When leaders share pertinent data and insights openly, employees are better equipped to understand the full context of decisions. This allows them to evaluate situations from all angles, leading to a more informed and sound decision making. A transparent environment encourages the use of data and evidence in decision making processes. When organizations prioritize transparency, they tend to rely on factual and objective information rather than assumptions or biases. This reliance on data fosters a culture of analytic thinking, where decisions are based on tangible evidence and measurable outcomes. Transparency builds trust and integrity within the organization. When leaders are open about decisions and actions, it demonstrates honesty and ethical behavior. This trust encourages employees to act with integrity and take responsibility for their work, knowing that their efforts are recognized and valued. Promoting accountability in the workplace requires a few different pieces to be successful. When leaders embody the values and behaviors they wish to see in their employees, it sets a standard that encourages everyone to take responsibility for their actions. When leaders consistently demonstrate the behaviors and work ethic they expect from their team, it sets clear standards for everyone to follow. This modeling of desired behavior eliminates any sort of confusion and provides a concrete example of what accountability looks like in practice. Employees can see firsthand how to align their actions with organizational values and objectives. Leaders who lead by example earn the trust and respect of their employees. When employees observe their leaders acting with integrity and responsibility, it fosters a sense of trust in their leadership. This trust encourages employees to emulate these qualities, knowing that their leaders are committed to the same principles that they are expected to uphold. A feedback culture encourages employees to seek and provide constructive feedback regularly. This ongoing dialogue helps individuals identify areas for improvement and recognize their strengths. By continuously refining their skills and performance based on feedback, employees become more accountable for their growth and contributions to the organization. In a feedback rich environment, open communication becomes the norm. Employees feel comfortable sharing their thoughts and insights, knowing that their input is valued. This openness allows for transparent discussions about performance, expectations, and areas for development, which are all vital for holding individuals accountable. Access to necessary tools, meaning providing employees with the necessary tools and resources, ensures that they are able to complete their tasks efficiently. When employees have access to the right equipment, software, and resources, they can focus on their responsibilities without unnecessary delays or obstacles. This access enables them to meet deadlines and achieve their objectives, thereby reinforcing their accountability. Being part of a work environment that lacks accountability can really impact an employee's ability to engage and focus on their work. When accountability is absent, a culture of blame can be created. Employees may find themselves pointing fingers at one another rather than taking responsibility for their actions. This blame game creates tension and animosity within teams, leading to a toxic work environment where trust and collaboration are compromised. As a result, morale suffers and employees feel unsupported and isolated. A lack of accountability can undermine trust between employees and management. When leaders fail to hold their team members accountable for their actions, it can create perceptions of favoritism or unfair treatment. This inconsistency erodes confidence in leadership and organizations' commitment to fairness, leading to disengagement among employees. Without accountability, inefficiency and poor performance may go unchecked. Employees may become complacent knowing that there is no consequences for failing to meet standards or deadlines. This lack of accountability can lead to a decline in overall performance. Now, if you've ever worked in an environment that lacks accountability, you probably know some of the struggles of not having clear expectations made for you and coworkers, and how that culture creates miscommunication and frustration. Teams that don't prioritize accountability are more likely to see high turnover rates as employees struggle with a lack of consistency and transparency that leads to lower job satisfaction. I have personally felt the frustration of having leaders in the past that did not value accountability for themselves or for the team. And I can tell you there is no substitution for communication and consistency in the workplace. Setting performance expectations aligns individual goals with broader objectives for the organization. This alignment fosters a sense of purpose and motivation as employees can see how their contributions directly impact the company's success. When employees are engaged and motivated, they're more likely to take accountability for their performance and strive for excellence. Clearly defined performance expectations provide a framework for evaluating employee performance. By establishing benchmarks and metrics, organizations can assess how well employees meet their objectives. This evaluation process offers valuable feedback, helping individuals understand their strengths and areas for improvement. Constructive feedback encourages accountability by guiding employees toward continuous development and achievement. Performance expectations ensure that all employees are evaluated based on consistent standards. This consistency promotes fairness as everyone is held to the same criteria regardless of their role or tenure. By applying expectations uniformly, organizations demonstrate their commitment to equality and accountability, reinforcing trust and respect among employees. Now, if you've ever worked somewhere that participated in performance reviews, but your leaders did not share how your performance was going to be measured, then you've probably felt the frustration of being rated and reviewed on things that you didn't realize were even part of your job or something that was going to affect your bonus. This lack of communication and alignment is in defining performance expectations can make performance review, the whole entire process, into something that employees don't trust and can't embrace. So, as we get wrapped up here today, I want to talk about some of the tools in Lightwork Performance Management inside of our web based and user friendly platform that provide communication and support. Employee surveys highlight common challenges and areas where organizations may be falling short. By pinpointing specific issues, surveys provide a roadmap to targeted interventions. This process ensures that management can address concerns proactively, holding themselves accountable for implementing changes that enhance the work environment. Surveys also facilitate two-way communication between employees and their management. By regularly soliciting feedback, organizations demonstrate their commitment to listening and value employee input. This openness encourages ongoing dialogue where employees feel heard and management is accountable for responding to feedback constructively. Documenting performance details provide clear and objective evidence of an employee's contributions and areas for improvement. This transparency ensures that evaluations are based on factual data rather than subjective opinions. Objective evidence helps both employees and management understand performance outcomes, fostering accountability by holding everyone to consistent standards. With detailed records of performance, managers can provide specific constructive feedback to employees. By referencing documentation as far as achievements and challenges goes, managers can engage in informed decisions that focus on growth and development. This approach encourages employees to take responsibility for their performance and work towards improvement, knowing that feedback is grounded in documented evidence. Goals can serve as a powerful motivator by providing employees with a sense of purpose and direction. When employees see how their individual goals contribute to the organization's success, they're more likely to be engaged and committed to their work. This engagement fosters a culture of accountability as employees strive to meet and exceed their goals. Performance reviews offer a platform for managers to provide constructive feedback based on an employee's work over a specific period. This feedback helps employees understand how their performance aligns with organizational expectations and objectives. Constructive feedback encourages employees to take responsibility for their performance by highlighting strengths and identifying areas that need improvement, thereby promoting accountability. Now, if you would like to learn more about the tools in LightWork Performance Management that help promote accountability by providing a user-friendly platform for engagement and communication, please feel free to reach out to us through the website linked below in the caption. Thank you again for joining the LightWork software team to learn more about promoting accountability and consistency in the workplace. You can find us here every month sharing best practices in performance management and other workplace themes. You can keep up with LightWork software on all social media and subscribe to this channel to catch all future presentations. Thank you.